Guys, I'm almost here with another New World video, and today we're going to go over the most recent patch notes that were just released that should have gone out today for 1.0.2. Now, this is just pretty much a bunch of bug fixes and AI and that kind of stuff. So we're going to hop in and just see and highlight the most important ones, because there are actually quite a few really good patches and bug fixes in this patch notes. So I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out over the actual game and seeing how much this actually fixes, because as we do know, there were some bug fixes in the first patch that didn't actually get resolved for the most recent week or so. So hopefully this stuff kind of fixes that stuff even more, because they are really trying to hammer out all the bugs and try to get this game to a pristine condition where there's very little bugs, so that they can start pushing out the content. They did say that they are gonna basically nail out all the bugs first before they start putting out content. So they are going to try to nail out all these bug issues, try to get the game into a very low amount of bugs before they put out the content, which I am okay with. I am okay with them trying to nail out all the bugs before they put in content, which may cause more bugs. I do want to see the game have a very good, stable gameplay before adding new content, because if you have the previous issues and you're adding on other issues, it gets really kind of, it becomes a cluster of issues that is just a pain in the butt to play and to fix itself. So I'm glad that they are kind of taking this one step at a time, nailing out all the bugs, and will then start launching content themselves. So let's jump right in, and I'm going to show you guys the patch notes for 1.02. All right, so here are the patch notes for 1.0.2. There is no big, changes. I guess the amount of things is they reduced the amount of influence increased over time significantly for attacking factions. This is the account for the bug, where the increase was multiplied much faster than it remained intended over time. This was just allowing every mission you turned in was actually accounting for a lot more than it should have been. And then they also removed the decrease in influence over time for defending factions. This makes it so that the map is a little bit more dynamic, a little bit easier to take, as well as a little bit harder to defend. So hopefully you actually have to work for what you're doing. You can't just let the PvP get over with, defend the PvP, and just let it go so the time goes down. You actually have to fight for it back rather than just letting it go. So I do like this change. So the general bug fixes, or fix an issue where players would respawn as a corpse. This is one thing that kind of negated damage. Your guy wouldn't move, that kind of stuff. Was kind of a pain in the butt, but you could easily fix it by either just dying again, or unstuck did work sometimes. So pretty easy fix. Fix an issue with tier 3 treasure test. Wouldn't be able to be fighting back when you caught one. This is definitely something that should be fighting back, even though it's an inanimate object. The fact is that it's a really valuable object, and it still needs to have some sort of challenge to it. So I'm okay with that. Fix an issue causing players to be kicked, suspended, banned, or removed from the game by easy anti-cheat. This is a big issue when people were mass reporting to get people banned so they could win wars. People were doing it to streamers. There are so many streamers that got banned because of this. I'm glad that they have an anti-cheat in the system, just so that they can detect auto running and stuff like that to keep queues down, as well as making sure people aren't just auto clicking to farm fish. An additional message has been added so players can better understand the penalty they receive. There was a thing before where you would just get kicked for a very general reason for X amount of time, and that was it. So they did make it so that there was a little bit more instructions on that. Fix an issue causing territory influence to reset after an invasion. Personally, I enjoyed this. I didn't think this was a bug. I thought this was actually supposed to be intended. I think when an invasion comes through, I think influence should be reset, because yes, it is a lot of time, but you should be paying attention to how many stages there are in the invasion process. And if they're at stage 2 or 3, I wouldn't even recommend taking the area, because it can go from stage 2 to an invasion pretty darn quick if the owning faction neglects it. So I hope this actually becomes a thing in the future. I hope this influence actually does get reset. Makes things a little bit slower, yes, but it makes it so that when you get an invasion, like there was one last night where an invasion happened, and literally half an hour after that, there was a war declared already. I don't even think it was actually a half hour. I think it was 15 minutes. We just saw the invasion finish, and we think we did one quest, and there is also a war declared. I hope that becomes a thing in the future. I would like to see the influence actually be reset after an invasion. Fix an issue with players attempting to split stacked items from different settlement from the storage units to themselves, and then paying the full price. I didn't do much of this, especially even testing, so I never actually paid attention to this. I'm sure I got scammed a few times, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. Most of the stuff I did switch over were like gems and stuff like that. I didn't really switch over any heavy items like iron ore or anything like that. Fix the game crash caused by a player targeting another player with a healing effect. This was actually also due to any particle effect. I know the ice storm from the ice gauntlet was basically breaking my game, and not just me, but other people as well. So hopefully the healing effect one also takes in effect the ice storm, because the ice storm was an issue. So hopefully that was fixed as well. Fix an issue crafting causing some crafting bonuses to provide not provide the minimum value. So this was like if you were to invest some of the higher tier metals and stuff like that into something, it would actually like go below the I guess the area of which the gear score would have been. So if you had a 300 medium, there's a chance for the gear score to be less than 300. Fix an issue where overflowed items and storage transfer to a different territory. Yeah, I don't know what this was or what's this in regards to. I don't know if you were to, I guess, continuously put stuff in your storage, if it would just randomly place it somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know down in the comments if you guys know what this was in regards to, because personally, I don't remember hearing any issues with that. Fix an issue where petting bark and meaties cause the camera to jitter. Not a huge thing, but just a little bit of an annoying thing, especially for anyone who's photosensitive. Fix the issue causing the ice pylon to ability to not cool down. This was a huge issue when we ran Starstone the other day. The person's ice gauntlet wouldn't like hit the ice pylon wouldn't come back. It would not cool down at all until he died, which was really annoying because he did bank on that ice pylon quite a bit. So yeah, glad that is fixed. So fix an issue when a player's movement could stutter after becoming encumbered from logging. Whenever I was close to the end of my encumbrance, I would actually take advantage of this. Yeah, you would just go out there. If you got to like 96 pounds out of 100, just mine a couple trees, and as long as you kept mining trees, your guy would stutter as like he was walking normally. Didn't do it too many times because it was kind of annoying, but yeah. Fixing the issue where there was not enough chests in Hapless Homestead to fulfill faction quest requirements. This was annoying. Like, you could go back 20 minutes later and claim the chest again to finish out the quest. It was just annoying to have to go do that because, I mean, most of us who are rushing town board quests and faction quests are taking them in clusters, running through the entire cluster of quests within a small area and then running away. So having to go all the way back to somewhere where you may not have a quest is kind of annoying. Fix miscellaneous game crashes. Hopefully this lessens the amount of game crashes we had. There was quite a few. I know a few people had them a lot more than others, whether that's a hardware issue or software issue. I personally didn't have my game crash that much. I think I had it crash twice since launch. And besides that, I know some people that have had it crash like 2 or 3 times like a day. So it is kind of annoying. However, there are no queues now, so it's not too bad. When there was a queue, boy, this was basically game breaking. Fixing the issue where Marsh Jaw respawns slower than intended in Flatfish Fishery. There we go. This was exceptionally annoying for the faction quest as well as the there was a side mission quest, I believe, for this guy too. I feel like he had like a 10 or 15 minute time spawner, and it was just really annoying. Fixing the issue with causing certain bears to respawn faster than intended. Not sure what this is in regards to. There's a lot of bear quests, so I'm not too happy about this one, honestly. I think this should be I think bears should spawn back a little bit faster because they do spawn pretty slow already, and for the amount of quests that you have for them, like the side quests in Brightwood as well as the town board quests. Fix an issue causing twice the intended number of boars to spawn at the Boars POI in Restless Shore. This is a place you could level up your skinning from 100 to 200 really quick with a squad that could deal out a decent amount of damage. You have a couple people sit there skinning, you have the rest of the squad literally just sitting there killing the boars, and you could level up your skinning probably within a couple hours max. You could level up super quick in this area. It is a big exploit, so I'm glad that it is fixed. Makes the grind less rewarding, I would say. There is a bunch of different store issues where if you were to buy things, it would not change color in war. There's a couple different things as far as people not being able to claim certain things, that kind of stuff. Just very basic store issues, but they were easily fixed. I never personally ran into these, so I'm glad that these were fixed. So all in all, I think this patch looks really, really good. A lot of bug fixes. I'm glad they're pushing out patches nonstop to get these bugs fixed, because it is quite annoying when you have a little bug that may be actually game breaking because you can't do certain actions, or you can't teleport, or you can't do anything like that. So I'm glad these have been fixed. I'm glad there's going to be continue to fix these in the future before putting out content, because I would hate to have them having existing issues and then to stack new issues on top of that with the new content that comes out. I am kind of excited to see where this goes, as well as, guys, how often do you guys want to see new world release content? Do you guys want to see it every quarter? Do you guys want to see it every 4 months, every 6 months, 1 year? And obviously in respect to that, like 25% of the planned year content every quarter, or like 50% of the content every 6 months? Do you want big drops like WoW, or do you want little kind of content drops throughout the year? Let me know down in the comments. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thank you guys. Have a great day.